and gentlemen, boys and girls, I go by the name of Caution Mr. 700. I'm in here with my brother Bryson Boom Paul.
Yeah.
It's another episode of Awwready Not Like Us. It's been a minute, my brother. How you been?
Hey, just slow motion. No progress like slow progress.
I was gonna say what they say, slow motion is better than no motion, as they say. You know what I'm saying?
Said just gotta do one day at a time.
Facts. I seen you was
out the way
in California a few times, right?
Yeah.
Man, I always be jealous when I see you go out there.
No.
A little bit. You know what I'm saying? A little bit. But you know, the thing about going to California for me and the surreal part now is like, you know, rest in peace to my mother. I ain't never really been to California and not went to go visit my mother.
Right.
So the next time I go, since she's not here no more, I don't know what the fuck I'm finna do. Like, I don't know. Like, I used to, last time I went, I stayed in Palmdale, which is wild. If you ever go to California, Palmdale is a wild place to stay.
It's nothing out there, but
it's nothing. And then if you trying to do touristic shit and like travel,
what touristy shit you gonna do?
But I'm saying we stayed in Palmdale because my mother's there. Mind you, last time I went is when my little sister passed away, so I was going down there for the funeral and shit like that.
Yeah.
But my whole family was there, so you know I get the rental. We got a fly ass rental. I want to go see some shit. You know what I'm saying? So, boy, you talk about mistakes, nigga. We went to the
see the desert.
We went to the what was it? Either the Santa Monica Pier? Yeah. It was the Santa Monica Pier from Palmdale. When we got there, it was perfect. We got there, no issue.
Yeah.
We get ready to leave. Traffic is ridiculous. I'm talking about 2 hours to get back to my mother's crib. And everywhere else that we tried to go in between there, bro, was just so fucking congested. And I was like, okay, maybe this was a mistake. Like, maybe us trying to get out here and do too much was a mistake. But it's just, you know, you got to maneuver during certain periods of time, bro. But shit, California is always a dope place to be, man. A fun experience. Last time we got to go check out my guy Taco Mel's. Shout out to Taco Mel and his spot over there, you know, in Nipsey Hussle land, essentially right off of, I think he's over there in, what is the area? Is it
what for?
Where's the train station? Is it the train station is right by Taco Mel's is over
downtown?
there. No, it's not downtown. It's over there by where where Issa Rae shot the where she worked at in the first episode in the first season, that little bootleg ass place. It's around the corner from that, bro. I cannot think of Baldwin Park.
No, it was like.
It's where the Nipsey Hussle train station is. Yeah, it's that joint now. So, you know, being over there, doing all that kind of shit, bro. Like, I definitely love being at home. And the fact you can smoke weed wherever you go, that's always. And I always forget, bro. Like
that's always. But I mean, at the same time, so you say how you always like going back there. But what is it about it that you be like, yo, I like coming here to visit, but I ain't never coming back here to.
I think I had my trauma. You know what I'm saying? My trauma, and not like, oh nigga, I was shooting it out and damn near died. None of that. It's just, bro, I went through phases of life in California from like growing pains, and a lot of the shit I was trying to accomplish, had I been as successful as accomplishing those things there, then I probably would have never made it to Texas. So it was like that fear of failure that I had when I was leaving. I don't want to feel that again there. And I don't know if it's if it's the ecosystem, if it's different, or if it's, I just don't want to go through that again, and I don't want to have to try to find myself there. So it's like moving back there, I'd have to be stupid rich and just have nothing else to do but to buy a house in California. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's an issue that a lot of people transition to different places after they coming from the places that they grew up in. Is like,
I just remember everything that I was doing just to try to try to get where I was trying to go, and I don't want to go back there.
And then you think about how you come here, and it's like, I came here and it flourished as much as I can.
And it's like, no, and it wasn't because of the people, because nobody here gave me any trepidation about anything I wanted to do, whether that was rapping, whether that was media, whether that was me being a corporate nigga and getting a job. Yeah. Like, there's been so many opportunities to me offered in different places that it's like, me going back would just be for my own personal.
At the same time, it's like you came here and you were able to recreate yourself from, like, I could be whoever I want to be here. Yeah,
whoever.
I could be whoever I want to be here, and it's like I did that and made myself into the person that going back home you don't even recognize. Like,
and it's like shit. And it's one thing to like. It's one thing to grow up somewhere and want to be there, but I never wanted to live where I grew up at no more. Cause like shit, a motherfucker don't know, but like when I was younger, bro. So for those people who don't know who I am or anything about me, I grew up in Compton, California, right?
Yeah.
I moved to Compton from Pine Bluff, Arkansas when I was very, very young. I wasn't born and raised in California. My mother
was raised in California.
I was raised there. I wasn't born there. Yeah. Rather. My mother's from Bakersfield though. She moved to Arkansas with her family. Long story short, we moved to Compton, bro, and we moved into a specific neighborhood in Compton. Shout out to my hood. Shout out to the Wilmington Arms, New Wilmington Arms. Park Village Crip is the hood that I lived in. Like for those who go on YouTube and look at YouTube hoods, I'm from Park Village. Like if a nigga asks me, am I from Park Village? I'm gonna tell him yeah. Like I can't lie about it. Everybody I know is from there. I went to school there. That's just what it is. Like if you want to call me a Crip, I'm a Crip. I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not tripping.
That's where I lived. I was born and raised.
Right.
I mean that's where I was raised.
And so when you in California, it's not about if you from that hood. If you gangbanging,
it's literally
that's where you from. You know what I'm saying?
Where are you from? Like where do you live? Where do you lay your head at every day?
I did some dumb shit when I was young. Fucking around with some niggas that used to get in trouble a lot. Shout out to my niggas, man. Y'all know who y'all are.
They had the most fun though. The ones that get you the most trouble.
Mama used to tell you to stay away from everything, right? We breaking somebody's house in the neighborhood. Right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you a little backstory. This is crazy, and if they say it, I don't care, nigga. I can still fight.
Right.
A nigga had us break into his baby mama crib. Okay. Right? He was like, hey, these motherfuckers just moved in here. Y'all should break in their shit. They knew that's what we was known for.
They had the plan.
Yeah, I'm like, cool. You must not fuck with them. We on that. You know what I'm saying? So we do it. We didn't know it was his baby mama's crib and all that anyway. But our neighbor was cool with the people that moved down there. So we live like upstairs here. We break into a house. She see us running out the house with the shit. Yeah. She goes and tells that it was us. Police come to my house. We got all the shit in my house. Well, first of all, petty theft. We got nothing of importance out of this place. Some old radios, some shoes we couldn't fit.
But y'all was young. Y'all was young
and dumb. Man. So these niggas have been known for getting in trouble. You know what I'm saying? I was a little more sneaky with my shit, so I never got caught doing shit. But when I got caught with them, they lumped us all together, kicked us out the neighborhood. Literally.
What you mean? How'd they kick y'all out?
Evicted my mama out the neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like, for us, it was like, damn, this is my first time getting into something with the apartments. Mind you, these niggas got their own shit, but this is our first time. Like,
right.
Null and void. We end up we moved to South Central. We moved off of 105th in Normandy. Yes. We moved off 105th in Normandy. We was 2 blocks up from Washington High. So I ended up trying to go to Washington High for a little bit, bro, and
shit wasn't working.
Man, the niggas tried to beat me up like the third week I was there.
They don't care.
They just kept seeing I was there by myself, but when I was walking home, I'm only walking 2 blocks away, so it's like, oh, well, don't nobody know you, nigga. We finna fuck with you. Yeah. They just kept trying to see who it was, and so one day, some fat nigga and some other nigga was together, and they tried to make it like they was gonna steal my shoes. Yeah. But they really was just finna try to jump me. So I was like, oh, hell nah. I weaseled out of that.
Yeah, we fighting.
Got to the crib. Never came out of that motherfucker.
I ain't coming outside.
I didn't know nothing about South Central, bro.
It's funny how back then, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, kids today are way bolder than what it was back then. Because back then, as long as you made it to the lawn of your house or wherever you was at, as long as you made it to that threshold or whatever, that little area that is yours, them niggas would not do nothing to you.
Nah, bro. And they chased the nigga right to the street, and I guess maybe they wasn't from that hood, so they knew more than I did. I didn't know shit about nothing. Yeah. So I never went to that school again. But long story short, bro, I grew up in Compton, not even living in Compton for the majority of the time I was there. That's the point of what I'm getting to. Like I moved out of Compton and I was still in the hood every day. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? My mom would drop me off in the hood and just, you this is where you want to be. I'm finna go back.
Have fun.
Where I'm at. And when you need me to come get you, let me know. Yeah. So I spent a lot of time in Compton just there, bro. And like, I just never really had a lot of opportunities there. Whether it was sports in school, whether it was like a fair shake at school, whether it was like just neighborhood shit. Like my neighborhood was cool, but like as I got older, I couldn't move around as freely as I wanted to no more because now, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I just kind of felt confined, bro. And I just felt like for me personally, my outlook on life was a little broader than just my neighborhood. And so once I figured that out, I wanted to see other shit. So when I got the opportunity to go, I didn't want to leave.
Gone.
But you know what I'm saying? And then like you said, when you get somewhere new, you become that person who can be whoever you want to be. Now I can be whoever I want to be here because like y'all don't see me the way that other people see me. And mind you, it wasn't like a nigga saw you as a lame.
It's not like I made up a whole different persona and all that. He was just like, it's a fresh start. It's pretty much a fresh start. So
it was interesting, you know, but I just couldn't see myself going back to live, bro. And even when I go to visit, I just be like, damn, I feel like living in Dallas is a big city, but I feel like this is like faster city life here. And I don't know. It just feels like LA to me is still kind of faster to me. Like, like I feel like, bro, at certain areas in Dallas, this is way too. So this is not a toughness conversation.
Nah.
But I feel like the second I hop out of my car in LA, sometimes a nigga can swindle me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm not careful enough, a nigga could get me for whatever it is that I got. And not even like rob you.
You already know what it's like growing up there. So you like, obviously when you get back there, you already go back to what you know.
Right
so
when you get off the plane.
Yeah, no, I know what's going on.
As soon as you get off the plane. But it's like once I get off the plane, I'm with the shit already.
I feel like a lot of people that transition to different places outside of what they were born and raised in, or just been at somewhere for a long period of time, are more successful because they are able to, as soon as they get there, lock in. They know what they want to do. They know what their purpose is. They know what their passion is and what they trying to do, or they know what maneuvers they trying to make now because they go through what they went through back home. They be like, I know not to make the same mistake here. Or a lot of times niggas make the same mistake here. Even from
and I just feel like, you know, for me, my circumstances in general is different. You know, I got kids and shit. I definitely couldn't. But there is some places that I would move. Like I'd move to Atlanta.
I don't know.
I would. After being down there so many times, bro, and just kind of seeing not even like it's lit down there. I could go down there and be. No, I'm talking about like economically. I'm talking about like culture wise. I could be there and be okay. But I say that as somebody that's coming to visit. If you ask a nigga that's there, he probably be like, man, I'm trying to get the fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying?
It's too many
niggas. I'm trying to get this for real.
First thing that come, but I feel like now, man, first thing that come out, especially like how we say in transition, man, when you go back and you meet somebody that's from that same area, the first thing that come out that they ask you is, where are you from? Like, where are you from? That's the first thing before names are even really solidified, names are even like, hey, this is my such and such. The first thing they're gonna ask you is, where are you from?
Because if you from here, I should know it.
Or no, they trying to really see authentically, are you really from here? Are you just saying
because I can tell that off the rip. A nigga coming here, sit down right now, he ain't got to tell me he from California. I promise you didn't have to tell me he was from California.
Right, you can just,
you know what I'm saying? I just knew it. Like this nigga, he acts like he's from California. Like he may not sound like it because he's probably been. And that's another thing. If you cultured enough and you've been different places, you don't really sound like it no more. Yeah. But like I could tell. And like I remember like early days, niggas used to try to bring niggas around me like, oh yeah, this nigga say he from California. And they'd be like, all right, that's cool.
What part?
Yeah, what part he from? He from Orange County. Okay, that's cool.
No, when they start stuttering and saying they from, all right, man. No problem.
Just don't say no disrespectful shit.
Right. We got to get that far.
I used to do a podcast with a nigga, bro, and he used to do like a community activist segment. And he was from California, but he would do it on different niggas from like the inner city. So he would do it on like Big U. Yeah, he did a segment on Big U in his organization, and then he did one on a nigga from California that's from a rival hood that my hood is from Compton. And I told him,
he said, I don't even gangbang, bro.
I told him in the segment.
I told him, bro.
I said, when you do this segment, I'm not saying a word. and ask Clark, bro, he sat there and went through the segment. I didn't say a word. And when they were done with that and they moved on, I was like, all right, bet. Because it's like, you don't understand, bro. Like, you don't get it. Like, I can't
even though I don't gangbang, I am still a member of that community. That street is still my street. I am still a product of that environment.
And niggas don't care, bro. Nigga don't care if you don't actively gangbang.
Right.
Because if something, and a nigga made a good point, he was like, because if something go down, the niggas that you gonna be with when it go down is the niggas that's from your neighborhood. Mm-hmm. So that's where you from.
Loyal to a fault.
Yeah, come on.
But speaking of speaking on Cali, man, we might as well jump into the next topic we was gonna talk about, which everybody has been talking about, but we gonna talk about Netflix Nemesis. That's what we talking about, man.
Please,
as two people from Cali and watching from around that same area, from around those same parts.
Yeah, I've been to the.
Let's talk about Nemesis and talk about what everybody has been talking about online, the dialect. That's the first thing. All right, no disrespect to Courtney Kemp. It was a great show. Honestly,
Definitely.
It's a great show.
Great start to a show too.
Great start to another
great
franchise.
Great pilot.
Great start to another franchise. If it goes further than than season 1, you know, we gonna see. But it hasn't been greenlit for season 2 yet, nothing like that.
Which
but the numbers have been great. It's been, you know, it
was in the top 10 for at least like the first.
Man, it had a 61% boost in viewership since it came out. But
that's social media for you.
You can't get over, man, the dialect, man. But the characters on the show, great actors, but the dialect is the person who wrote the script. Now, I don't know about these actors following along with.
Okay, so there's another part of that I do want to say, and I do feel like that the screenwriting was a little lazy.
Lazy?
Yeah, because it was so there's no spoilers here,
right? We know what happened.
the chances of a nigga not knowing who killed his partner, for one, because he didn't have an idea of who it was before. Right. He didn't even know anything about it.
Right.
That same nigga's wife and your wife becoming friends. Right? Then this nigga recruiting your father to do a crime with him. What are the odds, bro?
I mean, but that was more the dad. Them recruiting dad was all strategic because they happened to see an opportunity of seeing, or they got the opportunity to see him out, and they was like, oh.
But if that's your son's enemy, and then it come to find out that they knew each other,
from jail.
Come on, that shit don't happen like that. Like, it doesn't happen. But I'm gonna give you that for the sake of a series. I'm gonna give you that because it drew some of the intrigue.
It's 8 episodes. It's the first season. They had to really go through a lot real quick. So it wasn't time for them to really.
I'm glad they didn't spend a lot of time with character building.
Why not?
Because the characters didn't really have much to offer. Then we would have had to see more of the bad dialect from the cop.
I feel like it was more character building and power first season than what it was on this one. So maybe she just learned the fans don't really want that. They like the character build, but they don't want that at the time. This is supposed to be a faster paced show than what's going on.
Do you feel like she tried to go a different direction in general than what she went in Power?
Yeah, because I feel like this was all her. This wasn't no added extra. Like, it wasn't a 50 Cent being like, but that might have been helpful for 50 Cent or somebody from that area to be able to come in and really give her the knowledge that she was looking for. Now she's just it's pretty much what she made was her own world building fantasy of what goes on in the streets.
She should have asked, or at least watched some.
I'm pretty sure she asked a lot of people, but
go get Dub C. That's what I said.
The dialect it just wasn't authentic, and maybe she had talked to people and she made it like it needed to be what it is, that made it what it is right now. But when that feedback came back and everybody was like, this is not how we talk. Like, we say these. Okay, so for context, yes, we do say all the words and all the slogan. I mean, all the slang and everything. Yes, they do say that. Do they use it on a regular 24-hour basis? Hell no.
When the old policeman told that nigga, I ought to take you to the back and squabble up with you right now.
Right. Ain't no old man saying we gonna squabble up. No. Old man gonna use 1970 lingo. It
don't matter because he in California. Right. First of all, don't use fucking squabble up like it's California lingo. Like that shit been going on. Like niggas been saying that shit forever. Right. There's so many different terms that we use in California pertaining to fighting. So squabble up was like,
Fade is a new slang, a new terminology. People wasn't using using the word fades back then in the 90s, early 2000s, all that. They wasn't using that. That is brand new. No. Now, the fact that these old people on the show is saying it like that.
You tapping into something, but you tapped a little too far into it.
You was using modern lingo to older actors.
I am interested to see, because I am a series guy. Like I'm an advocate of like,
nobody is doing a bank robbery that says C-Day on it. Ain't nobody doing a bank robbery talking about C-Day and all that. You just wanted to get busted.
Yeah, for real though. So I think they did a good job with like the filming aspect of it, it looked great cinematically.
Yeah,
everything about it was good.
Yeah.
The action scenes, the shit on the freeway with them shooting out with the cops, that shit was all flawless. I think they did a great job with that. And that's what Netflix is always going to give you. Netflix is always going to give you great production value because that's what they known for. Like if you think about the shows that work on Netflix, like the Narcos and all them kind of shows, it's because they use that budget for scenery and the area and the explosions and the people, and they don't really, if you notice a lot of shows on Netflix, you'll find some gems. But a lot of shows on Netflix be bullshit, but like they'll be bullshit with like a great fucking looking show. And so like that's what I've noticed. They don't care about like the actors a lot. They spend a lot of money on big actors though. They'll spend money on Will Smith. They'll spend money on Mark Wahlberg. They'll spend money on Kevin Hart.
You think they spent a lot of money on this cast? I don't think so.
I don't think they did, and that's what I'm saying. They spent
all of them was relatively unknown. Like people knew them from different shows.
The most known two people on here was the dark skinned nigga.
Yeah, Yandel.
Yeah. And that's from his time on Insecure and all that shit.
Yeah.
And then the girl, what's the light skinned nigga's wife? Because she was on the game and all that. She had a big role in there.
Yeah,
so
she was in everything.
Yeah, so those two were like the biggest two on there to me. Other than that,
no, I mean, not the cop because he was on Abbott Elementary, so he was on Abbott Elementary. So everybody, that's probably what threw people off too, because his role on Abbott Elementary and his role on Nemesis is night and day, and him talking the way he was talking versus how he talked on Abbott Elementary is like, right. I just feel like he was really forcing it, even though it was like, come on, man. I know they told you stick to the script, but you should have had some. You should have had some talks afterwards. Like, hey, look, I think
they gave them niggas a sheet.
Say what's on the line. Stick to the script. Don't say nothing else.
Here's some slang terms.
Stick to the script.
They use. So if you want to say how to take you to the back and squabble up instead of beat your ass. That's a sub. You can sub that one in there.
How are you talking to people in a police station calling everybody nigga? Oh man, you have no professional decorum whatsoever. You was like, I'm a inner city police officer
with all this young nigga drip on. Man, like, bro, you look like a 20-year-old.
I don't know. No, first of all, we do not know any police officers that could afford Gucci.
They talking about because he was a special force officer. Them niggas don't dress like that.
No.
In nowhere. In no city do they dress like that.
And he was making Baldwin Hills sound like it was the hood. I was like, Baldwin Hills is the rich aspect, right? That's the rich, fancy, educated part. That's not. Why are you using such ghetto terminology for your character?
Yeah, but I mean, it was a decent show, and I think it was worth a watch. So if you got a chance to see it, it's worth a
binge watch. It's definitely worth a binge watch. If it would have came out an episode a week, I'd have been like, they'd have lost me at episode 2. Like they would have lost me.
Empire season 7.
Yeah,
you got it. I ain't watching that.
So, but it's honestly, I think Courtney Kemp knew what she was doing too with people having the reaction. I think she expected the reaction that people was gonna have to the show, like especially black culture. They was like, as fired up as they was, she was like, yo, this is it. This is working. So now I can go to these white people and be like, hey, look, this is the most engagement that we've had that you guys probably had on a Netflix show in a long time that has an all black cast.
From this type of cast.
Urban cast whatsoever. So
yeah, because a lot of that shit, I ain't gonna lie, if you go on Netflix too, you see a lot of shows that are like overseas.
Man,
it's a ton of those. You'll click on the show with an all black cast thinking you finna get some, and the motherfuckers all talk like Idris and all them other niggas. Like they got a lot of shows over there like that. Like Top Boy was the exception. I like Top Boy a whole lot.
Top Boy surprised a lot of people, but that shit didn't catch on until the second season. Or until it was pretty much like The Wire. It was word of mouth. Like that didn't catch on until
and
later on.
That first season was very underproduced.
Yeah.
But it was raw though. It was like that. Yeah, it was like that kind of shit that you watch and be like, ooh. Like,
but the dialect was there.
It was there. Exactly.
Even though I ain't never heard somebody like a hoodlum from the UK or a thug from London talk.
It felt authentic though.
It felt authentic.
Yeah, every bit about the show, everything that they was doing.
They didn't oversaturate the lingo. They didn't do nothing. They was on point with it. So
it made me feel, and I don't know if them niggas is from there. I don't know if they, because
I think they are from. Yeah, I think the characters that they had, like Deshane and all them, they from there.
And everything else they've been in, they've kind of had their accents prevalent. So I give them that. Another fucking series, bro. Are you in a Euphoria?
Yeah, I watched it.
How'd you feel about the last season?
They did. They could have did without. Boy, nah. They could have did without season 3. I ain't even gonna lie to you. They grew them up, but they still tried to treat them like kids.
Like kids, yeah.
But I understood. I wasn't mad at the way Euphoria ended for Rue, Zendaya's character. That was authentic as hell. That was like. It was more realistic than anything.
Because it's that story of like you hope for the best, but like it's one of them situations where, like the girl said in the scene, she was a drug addict, and so if you OD, you don't even think about a nigga killing her. You don't even believe that that's what happened because you just so used to that being the character. That was the one thing I give them over a lot of shows is like. Their character building made you invested in the parts that you really wouldn't care about in other shows.
Right.
Because they really could have had just Rue and maybe 2 of the other main characters and cut all that other shit out and made the show.
It was too many characters they had on there that they really flushed out and developed that didn't get the ending that the fans wanted.
They just died.
They was either dead or they went unmentioned in the third season. You don't know what
because they lost a bunch of people too. Like people died and then people dropped out of the show, and then it's like shit. You building from what exactly? So they had to build up the story. I thought the way that the story went for Nate was fucked up.
Oh yeah.
I would have never guessed that was his future.
I'm gonna say based on what you read in the media and then how the show turns out. You could pretty much based off their performances, you could tell that these people didn't want to be on the show no more.
Yeah.
Nate was obviously outside of the show. He was obviously bigger, larger than life. He award nominated now and all that, but it was like you could tell in his performance, like he was like, "Hey man, do what y'all got to do to get me out so I can fulfill these scenes, fulfill my obligations, and get the hell on. I don't want to be in season 4. If y'all get season 4, like." Everybody on that show, their performance came off as, "Hey, look, this is my final season. Even if they continue on with this show, this is my final season.
We've all outgrown this.
I don't want to be here, so do what you got to do."
I think now the one thing I will say from watching the first 2 seasons, because I wasn't really into it at first, but like my wife put me onto it a while back, and so the first 2 seasons were a lot darker. They were a lot more
but they had way more character building in the first 2 seasons than in this one. It's just sped through. All right, we gotta wrap this up. We gotta wrap this up in 8 episodes.
Yeah, because the whole Alamo Brown aspect.
But he was actually him and Coleman Domingo carried the whole 3rd season. Yeah, and they literally they didn't show up like the 3rd season, but they roles obviously got massively enhanced to carry the show.
But they needed to. They needed to. Like if you gonna replace actors in the show that you spend time character building, then you need to replace them with actors that are gonna stand strong alone. And like them 2 in itself, I feel like they did a good job. I feel like that was a good setup for it. It was weird because Rue died so early in the last episode that I was like, damn, it's still like 50 minutes left.
I was looking at that too. I was like, as soon as her scene happened, I was like, I looked at the timestamp. I'm like,
it's a whole episode.
It's 40 minutes.
It's like 45 minutes left.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, what is finna go on the rest of this episode? Yeah. But I feel like after he killed the nigga, I didn't need that last scene with him praying with the white family. I didn't need that. Y'all could have kept that.
They could have said like he went and did that.
Yeah, or just showed him going to visit him because he wasn't going there to kill him, so he just went to visit him, say what's up. I didn't need you doing the whole. That was unnecessary. I think that kind of shit is cool. Another thing I came across the other day, bro, and it's a show on it's a series on Disney Plus, but I believe it originated somewhere else. But they've cornered the market on Disney Plus, where so much shit on there now, to where eventually Netflix is probably gonna be on Disney Plus. For real, bro, everything is on Disney Plus. It's like it's owned fucking everything. They bought everybody. Yeah. But it's a fucking series, a documentary, Nature Boy.
Oh yeah. The cult leader.
Oh my god, you watched that shit?
Nah, I heard everything about it, but I was like, I didn't watch it. But I did watch. Okay, did you watch the one on Netflix, the new one, The Crash?
No, I heard about it though.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
It's a series or a documentary?
No, it's a documentary, but it's crazy.
What is it about?
It's about these 3 teens. They pretty much the 3 teens in a car. and they all of a sudden you see all the camera footage. It's an accident that happens, a real bad accident that happens. Like the two of the three teens die. But you thinking it's just an accident. That's what you would think. They was just kids having fun doing what kids do, end up crashing the car. Go way deeper than that. The person that's driving the car is the mastermind to a whole bunch of like darker stuff. And then they go from there, go through the trial process and you gotta further, you pretty much, the documentary pretty much lets you come up with your own conclusion as far as like, hey, do you think it was more than that, or do you think it was just people was reading too much into it? But it was good. It was
I have to tap into that. So I didn't even know that was even on there.
They got that, but yeah, it was wild. Like you had to, it's obviously a slow one. You got to like
be invested.
You just got to be invested into it, but it's a good one. But yeah, as far as Euphoria goes, man, I was like, y'all, you could tell these actors wanted to just, hey, look, do what you got to do to me so I can get I can go home.
Yeah, I agree.
I got bigger stuff I'm trying to do. Like that dude Nate, he over here doing big award-winning shit. Like the nigga did Frankenstein. He like, I'm over here running my own, or starring in my own massive Netflix movie, and y'all got me over here still doing Euphoria. Still doing I'm ready to go. Zendaya, like, you know, Zendaya done blew up even way beyond the show. She was obviously beyond the show before she even got, but you know, y'all, we just need you to bring it home for us, man. But I think her ending was what it needed to be. I think it ain't the show wasn't built on happy endings. So
it couldn't have ended with her getting this money, getting away from the police, getting away from him. There had to be a turn to it that made it all make sense. So it was fitting. I thought all the rest of the shit with the white people, all that shit with them like thinking they was finna go to prison for something major, wasn't even no dope in the fucking car. The lady jumped off the fucking roof and killed herself. Didn't even have to.
Man, she did though. She was like, they would have went in the house and caught everything. So she was just like, I don't want to do jail, so I gotta go.
Yeah, I guess because if they went in the house, it was shit all in the house too.
It was what it was. But speaking of Euphoria, you know, this will go great into the next subject, man. Being that Euphoria is executive produced by your one and only man, the man Aubrey. Drake, man. But he dropped Iceman finally. So,
and I want y'all out there to know that's watching this. This is not motivated by me talking about this, because niggas feel like, for one, that I don't like Drake, and two, they feel like if you don't like him, you shouldn't talk about him. And this will be the second time I'm talking about him, but I don't care because we do podcasts, so I can talk about him. But go ahead and finish what you was going to.
We gonna talk about, man, Iceman, the reaction, just the whole production of the album that took 2 or 3 years to make. So obviously he'd been promoting the Iceman for even before it might have never been called Iceman before the beef, but he was definitely working on his next project.
So what's the Iceman derivative of? Where'd that come from?
Oh, I think he just explained, like, he said he cold-hearted now. He not trying to be for everybody. That's what he's trying to say. He said, y'all had the good guy, which is true. We rooted for the good guy. It's pretty much like he said, man, you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. You a hero all the way up until you become the villain, which makes sense. He said, in my heart, y'all was my heart cold now. I'm not rocking with y'all the way y'all. The battle happened. I got beat. Y'all showed y'all true colors. So now everybody getting it. But at the end of it all, man, Iceman is. I mean, throughout the whole thing, Iceman is a good album. It's the album that people wanted. It's the album people wanted from Drake, but it's the album that people didn't want from Drake. Like you said, we wanted an album where we was like, look, we don't. It was 2 years ago, man. We don't want you to dwell on the past. We want you to move forward. In the intro, he addresses that people wanted him to go on vacation. He addressed that. He said, y'all wanted me to go on vacation. Y'all wanted features on the album. Y'all wanted for me to talk about this, that, and third. When you are it's understandable when you are an artist that big that you have to cover all bases. But at the same time, if you are an artist, and being that music is about, creating your own your own landscape or your own thing, that you don't have to necessarily address it. But like you said, it's an album for everybody, it's an album that everybody didn't want from him.
Yeah.
They wanted, hey, we don't want you to dwell on the past. We want you to start over, get back to just making good music, great music, just get back to being you. And he sat here and introduced y'all to a different person. He said, "This is me still, but this ain't me. This is the final boss, Drake. This is the final boss, Drake."
So I think my only trepidation with the album would have been the songs that I left off, and I think those songs are only because like Drake is the kind of artist that's always been very like, regardless of whoever y'all feel like wrote for that nigga, all that shit, I feel like you can take that shit and bottle it up and set that to the side.
See, but as an artist though, man, like how people be sitting there saying like the ghostwriting and or people writing for him, he also writing for other people.
That's
type.
what I'm saying.
But
So
I feel like when you are the way music from the beginning, music has always been about creation, collaboration, even creating. Like, you think the Temptations and all them wrote them songs and all that? They had a band in behind them. They had a songwriter. They had all this stuff that has to go into making one.
Yeah,
song,
but and so I guess that's where I'm getting with it. Is like, you can say a lot of that shit about Drake, but it doesn't take away who he is as an artist.
Yeah,
and. You know, I remember
people have to distinguish the difference between an artist, MC, rapper, all that. You gotta. You
want to be Nas or you want to be Will Smith? You can go whatever route you want to go. Right. So I think you can't discount anything Drake has done because he's been wildly successful, and to the point where he has these conversations about like the Michael Jackson conversation or the Beatles.
I feel like the Michael Jackson conversation is unfair, but you know, people.
Yeah, but you can again, another one of those facets of him. You can bottle it up, set it to the side.
Yeah, but I think that was pushed on him. I don't think he's ever tried to be like, yo, I want to be bigger than Michael Jackson. I don't think that was ever his.
Because it's not an achievable goal.
It was. I mean, he did it. He broke all the records that Michael Jackson did. But so did SZA. SZA broke all the records Michael Jackson had too. But at the end of the day, it's like there's different quantifications. Like,
bro, my son is in here moonwalking every day.
Right. The king of pop.
That's what I'm saying.
The king of pop.
Nigga ain't never seen Michael Jackson a day in his life besides YouTube.
Yeah.
And this nigga's, I told him the other day, was going to get a haircut. And like, you know, you listen to what your kids do. And he's scrolling through shorts on YouTube. And every short he goes through is Michael Jackson.
And
I was like, damn, son, your algorithm is all Michael Jackson. He was like, oh, this is just the videos they put. I'm like, no, it's because you watch them. Yeah. But it's just crazy because that's the impact that Michael Jackson had. I don't think that's the same for...
Look, man, Drake can perform. He is a great live performer, like all that, man. But ain't nobody touching Michael Jackson when it comes to Drake ain't got 1980 women passing.
You better off sticking in that Jay. You better off poking at Jay-Z than the Michael Jackson thing.
Right.
I get the technical
the cultural impact that Michael Jackson has is unmeasurable, regardless.
And it's not with black culture. Right. It's not just with us.
Right.
There's little Chinese kids over there moonwalking. There's little Vietnamese and little.
But that was a different time. Kids. Like, I feel like that whole era of Michael and like artists in that era that came up in that era of music, like their cultural impact and popularity is nowhere near comparable to what artists get today. Like, there is no comparison. Like, I get artists like this time artists can't go outside, like they can't get, but to have the level that Michael Jackson had or people at that time, like, fuck going outside, then you can't look out the window without.
Bro, the nigga used to come on stage and just stand there for the first 2 to 3 minutes.
Man, standing ovation, because he couldn't
out. He couldn't come out and perform right away like normal artists because you wouldn't even hear the music.
But Michael, and another thing, Drake ain't going out here doing full choreographed sets and singing the way he was singing like Michael Jackson was. So
I think the part about the album for me was like, it didn't, like, when I listened to the Fall Off, I feel like, damn, J. Cole is polished. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, damn, this nigga's like, there's an attainable level of lyricism, bro. And it's like, when you get into a certain like tier of it, then there's only a few niggas that's ever reached that tier of like rapping. And I don't mean like all lyrical miracle shit. I just mean like, even if you was saying scoop-diddy poop, you're doing it in a way that it sounds fucking professional. It sounds well crafted. Like, these ain't just bars you sat down and wrote and was like, all right, this one's cool. I felt, and this is being a J. Cole fan since the inception, damn near. But I didn't feel that way with Drake, and I didn't feel that way with GNX either. So this isn't like a 1 versus 2. I didn't feel that way with GNX, but I understood what he was doing with GNX. I got it. I understand, bro. Do what you got to do.
He was helping out the homies.
You was helping the homies.
GNX was literally an album for the homies.
And you was giving the West Coast an album that they had always asked you for. Because he had never really gave him an album that was like that, not a mainstream West Coast album, a current one too.
I don't think Drake has the opportunity to do that because Canada doesn't have a
distinct sound.
Not even a distinct sound. Like, they don't have the roster of artists to be like, Drake is like, hey, I'm gonna go get the little homies, put them on the album, do all that.
He tried it.
You think he tried? I don't know.
He tried it with the shit with Smiley. He tried it with Smiley.
That don't count. That's your own artist.
He tried it with the other nigga. The shit he did is that the other nigga on the video? What is that shit called? Two something. They kept
Too
saying
High for the Radio.
No, it was something else. This was before. This was right after the Kendrick shit. He got a song with another nigga.
Yeah, but them, I feel like he had. It's different when you have personal ties with these artists, as far as like them signing to you or them being OVO, whatever. Whereas Kendrick was like, I'm getting the best artists in LA right now that's got a buzz or underground, or I'm doing that. I'm giving back to the city. And I feel like Drake doesn't have the opportunity to do that because there's not that type of like abundance of artists.
He had it with Tory. Yeah, he was beefing. They was beefing
with each other, and he had to literally. They had to. I don't think that count either, because I don't think Tory was an R&B artist and all that shit too. And then he had already had. No, Tory was already Tory by that time, so it's not.
But he said them niggas shitted on him when he came.
Yeah, he did, but at the same time, I grew into being the artist that I am, that you had to pay attention to me. Whereas Kendrick, didn't nobody know, like, you was like, I didn't know who Turbo or who they, exactly. I don't know who these, you just.
He literally put a bunch of niggas out there.
Yeah. Like, you knew you had to really do your research.
I got where he was going with that, but I felt like if it was a regular Kendrick album, it would be different, of course. But like, so if you gave me them 3 albums,
the history of LA, the reason why it worked so well is because the history of LA hip hop. But
I just didn't
Drake don't have that. Drake don't have a Toronto history like that. Like, they got Cardinal Official, but
that was my guy for
that's
a while.
only one. That's and he already big, and he wasn't even considered like, he from Canada, but that nigga more accepted in like reggae and Afro beats and all that other stuff than what he was. Nobody cared he was from Canada. He was from Canada. I ain't even know.
I didn't know till Drake came out.
Right. I don't care.
I never knew Cardinal Official was from
I didn't care where he was from.
That wasn't his stick where he's from. So I give him that. I think the album, it held my attention for certain, and it had a lot of bright spots as far as Drake goes. But Drake's flow has gotten, like, if you compare his trajectory, his album creation process has gotten very lazy. It's gotten super lazy. He used to be such like him working on an album used to be a big deal.
Right.
It used to be a big fucking deal. When he was working on Take Care, that shit was everything. You know what I'm saying? Even the albums, the 2 or 3 albums after that was like perfectly crafted albums based on who Drake was and what he was doing at that particular time in his life.
Right.
So if you talk about Nothing Was the Same, I'm with you. I'm not gonna argue with that. You know what I'm saying? If you talking, what was the other one with him with the baby face on the cover in the clouds? I can't think of the name of it.
I thought that was Nothing Was the Same. That was
so what was the one with the writing on the white cover where he did a lot of rapping with 10 bands and all that on it? What was that one called? If you read this,
it's too late.
So yeah, them 2 albums specifically, I'm with you.
Yeah, but I feel like
I'm with you on Certified Lover Boy.
Yeah, but if you reading this is too late, it was like literally a moment album. Like it was perfect timing. He came out with that. He didn't have nothing else. Like, not that he had anything else going on. He didn't have nothing to prove. He didn't have to do. Well, he did have to prove because he was, you know, going against Meek Mill at the time. But he like literally the album, or if you're reading this, it's too late. Wasn't a project that was like, oh, he gonna respond to Meek on here. He gonna do. It was literally just say, hey, we just. I don't know. We got a bunch of songs. They sound good.
You see what I'm saying?
We gonna put this out as a mixtape. As a mixtape.
And it seemed like after a while, like that process just became like, oh, I got a bunch of songs. I'm about to just put all these bitches out. So I didn't even listen to For All the Dogs. I've never heard that project. I only heard the shit with him and 21 Savage because my wife listened to it. She loved that shit. I'm not a 21 Savage fan, so that was like, nah, I'm not doing that. And I didn't really like the shit with him and Future. So like, you know, I couldn't really get with. I like certain songs off of it. I didn't like the whole thing.
Yeah, I was one of them people that I didn't, going into the album, I was like, yo, I don't want to hear him like addressing everything. I just want him to make good music. And just make it like where people are going back to focusing on him as an artist again, not him as a responder or him having to be. Exactly. But I understood that he had to check all these boxes. He had to do that. But I'm upset that all the most memorable lyrics on the album on Iceman are literally just him going at
other people.
And that might be a cultural thing too that we can get into in a second. That might be just a cultural thing where we wanted blood and that's what he gave us,
I guess.
And we wanted him to, I want you to, oh, this person was talking about you, this person was talking about you. And it really took away from him being a creator and just creating like timeless pieces. Cause now every verse that I think of that was like standout verses on the album was him talking about somebody.
I don't care about you and LeBron James, nigga.
Oh, I mean that was funny. Now the whole National Treasure, him making a whole song about DeRozan, I was like, okay, but the song got leaked, so I was like, I already heard this, so it takes away from that. But at the same time, he had some memorable bars on that song, but they were all about dissing somebody else.
Right.
Like, whereas when I first met Drake, I first met him off So Far Gone. So Far Gone. Yep. And then he did his debut album where I knew every word on So Far Gone. I knew every word. Oh yeah,
for sure.
Word for word. Every song, every like word for word. And then we get the debut album. I'm like, I liked the debut album, but I was like, I understood what people's gripe were. Like, it's not the same. I didn't get the same passion. I didn't get the same creativity. I didn't get the same like energy that I got from So Far Gone, which happens a lot of time for most artists, because when artists make mixtapes versus when artists make albums, they tend to make bad decisions.
You're freer.
Yeah,
you're freer. Yeah, you're not thinking about the
Nah, you're not. You just making a project. Hey man, if they don't like it, we gonna go back and make another one.
And I don't think I think what I want, what the album I wanted from Drake, I'll never get again. And so I'm cool with that. I can live with that. And I think that's the difference with me and when I'm having conversations with people and they and I'm talking to him and I say I don't fuck with that nigga shit no more. It's not because I think he's a horrible artist or I just don't. It's just something in me that clicks. It's like, all right, I guess you gave me everything you got. Like,
Iceman didn't feel personal. That's what it was.
Right.
It didn't feel personal.
And I just didn't want the tough shit. I didn't
like versus Take Care, where in Take Care, like you knew everything he was going through, like mentally, like what was going on at the time.
And that was his thing, bro. His thing was to be able, he expressed himself in a manner that most rappers wouldn't be comfortable with doing. And not like he was just talking about a bunch of soft shit, but he was expressing like emotions and like what he was going through. Yeah, I fuck a lot of bitches. Granted, and the ones that y'all want to fuck, but let me tell you how I feel about fucking these bitches. And like, let me tell you how they make me feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, and nobody ever really did that. A nigga tell you, yeah, I smashed whatever video vixen at the time.
I love somebody, but they broke my heart.
Right. Like, for him to go into like the detail of shit, and you got Bria's interlude, you got all kind of shit where you getting to know these people, and it's like it's presented in a manner that no other rapper has ever really done. I'm not gonna sit here and act like there's another rapper that did what Drake did in the manner he did. Yes, Drake had like the love songs, and Ja Rule had him, and all these other people, but Ja Rule's his take was different than Drake's, and so Drake had a manner of doing things that was dope, and I just feel like he got away from that the bigger he got. And I was cool with God's Plan. I was cool with all that shit. shit. Like I'm cool with it because it was genuinely him. But when you get to this new shit, it just seems like it's too much about I gotta prove to y'all that I'm not the nigga y'all thought I was, and I gotta tell you about what I've been doing when y'all thought I was gone. And I'm cool, bro.
I think he answered way too many people.
And you shouldn't have to. You don't gotta answer nobody.
Yeah, he answered way too many social media questions and not giving us like real personal.
How you really feel, bro?
Right, like you didn't give us that. You
was hurt. I know you was hurt by all this shit.
You gave us a response to everything that everybody said. You was like, I got to respond to everything, which might have took over a lot of the album. But so would you say that Iceman was made for him, or was it made for the fans?
It was made for the fans.
Well, I mean, as given it's an album you got to make for your fans, but do you feel like it was more fan centric than him just? This is for me.
I feel like it is twofold. I feel like it was for the fans, but it was for his fans that, like you said earlier, that wanted him to respond, and they wanted to hear a certain thing from him, and so he provided them what they wanted. And so when he came out, and that's all I kept seeing was the fanboy shit. Was he said this about this. Oh, he said this about that person. And what has Drake been known for years, bro? Whenever Drake drops some shit, what does he always provide for, especially the female community? Yeah. It's quotes. He's the king of quotables. Yeah. His quotables live infinitely on social media because he's always been able to do so. And it don't be nothing about nobody. He just would give quotes about random shit, and they feel that nigga, and that's where he's always won that. But I just feel like with this shit, like, bro, you don't gotta be Mr. Tough Rap Guy. But even if you want to be, if you want to be tough, I don't even care about that. I just wanted you to make an album that was genuinely you. Them other two albums, that Habiti shit, and he could have kept both of those, bro. He could have kept both of those, but I get that too. I get what you was doing with that.
He made those for the people that, hey man, I want the R&B Drake. All right, bet.
It was lazy.
Right. You want the international Drake. You want I'm the biggest artist in the world. Lazy, so here's Habiti.
Like nigga, you write for Beyonce. Like yo singing song should be immaculate. You write for Alicia Keys. Like you write for the people that make a difference out here as far as that culture goes.
When you are arguably the biggest artist in the world, when you are arguably the biggest artist in the world, does that hinder your creative process? Because he gotta answer everybody. Because if he don't, everybody gonna be like, oh, he didn't address this person. He didn't answer this situation. He didn't do this. He didn't do that.
I think when you get to a certain point, it don't even matter no more. I think whether you do or you don't, I think when you're in his position, so like in the instance of Jay-Z just did the same thing. He used that opportunity to speak on everybody that has spoke on him.
With a freestyle though.
With a freestyle. Not with a whole album. Right. He did the same thing.
Get these, but Jay,
that's what Jay does
though. For Jay's sake, Jay has always said, he said, and all the rest of y'all taking a shot at Jigga, you only get half a bar. Fuck y'all niggas.
Yeah, he did.
That pretty much makes it where for the rest of your career, you can't go and make a whole song about somebody. You can't go and make whole albums about somebody. You said yourself, you making sure your responses is very minimal. But to Jay's credit, man, the stuff he say and the way he said and the stuff he delivers, it's like, man, he makes it to where I'm more focused on the craft than your amusement.
And I hear everything and I see everything.
Right.
And just because I don't reply when you say it, don't mean that I'm not gonna say something.
Right.
So I get it, and he gonna do it again when he do this Yankee Stadium shit. He gonna have a bunch of little quips. You know what I'm saying? He not gonna let a lot of shit, but it ain't gonna be like if Drake responds as Jay-Z going. Jay-Z ain't that kind of nigga. Like he's not. And at the same token, I feel like I don't feel like it's worth it. I just feel like he had to say what he had to say because Drake just dropped it and you got a show and is one of the biggest shows of the year.
I feel like Drake earned the response. I feel like what he said on Iceman earned him that response. Like he was like, you can't ignore it. And I feel like, but at the end of the day, it's like you and your son pretty much sitting there like, obviously you know your son ain't never gonna get to the age where he can take you at anything. Yeah, like, well, maybe like from a physical standpoint, he might eventually when you old and gray, but And even into that point, you're gonna be like, yeah, I got the knowledge over you that I can take you out whenever I want to.
Yeah, he's never just gonna feel 100% because he's always gonna have the back of his mind.
I feel like that's Jay and Drake. I feel like because Drake has always admired Jay, just like every every rapper in hip hop has admired Jay.
What I say, he's been on 3 of Drake's albums.
Well, yeah, what they got going on, it's always been friendly rivalry. Yeah. It may have escalated now because of the beef and all that. No, just
the Super Bowl.
Well, not even that. Just I think it's just more of a competitive standpoint. Like every artist goes into music or with the ambition to be the best. I don't. Any artist that say I just want to make music is dumb as fuck for saying that. Like, you need to go in here with the passion that I want to be the best artist in the world. I want to be bigger than such and such. Jay came in. I'm bigger than everybody. I'm gonna be the biggest. I'm gonna be the greatest. I'm gonna be whoever came before. Like, I respect y'all, but I'm coming for y'all head, which was what it was back then for hip hop in the 90s, 80s, and 90s. It was all about competition. It was all about being the best.
You have to be that.
You have to be the best. We can still, we cool, whatever. Like, we might have, it was a way more of a street element in the 80s and 90s than it is today. Now, obviously, everything is all built for controversy and for cultural criticism, but back then 80s and 90s hip-hop was really foundationed on street principles. So, but him and Jay and Drake got a friendly rivalry that obviously will forever, as big, the bigger and bigger Drake get, the more and more it's gonna be to be ignored. Harder it's gonna be to be ignored for Jay.
Does this album change anything as far as like the legacy of Drake?
No. I think the next album that he makes after this will pretty much show us the direction that he's going to take with the rest of his music. Because, he's on the back nine. Like, Drake has already done everything he needs to do to solidify himself with the culture. Now he's going into like the Jays, the Yays, the Jeezys, the Rick Rosses, and all that. He's still the biggest artist in the world, but his music doesn't have that relevancy to be like, oh well, he's already proven I'm the biggest. I've already succeeded, all that. Now it's for somebody else to come in and dethrone me now, just like he trying to dethrone Jay, or he's trying to show like I'm bigger than Michael Jackson and Taylor Swift, whatever. Now he's already accomplished that. Now it's for somebody else to come up that who probably ain't started yet or is still moving and grooving in hip hop right now, like the NBA Young Boys, the Playboy Cardis, and all that, to go and dethrone Drake. Now you that guy. Now you the dethroned guy, but you still got a fan base that you gotta feed on a regular basis, and you don't have nothing else left to prove. You free. You proved everything on Ice. You addressed everything on Iceman. You did what you had to do. Like, now the next album is a clean slate. It's pretty much whatever you want to take, wherever you want to take it.
Creatively, I'm interested to see what direction it does take, because if we do get all this out of our system and you able to flush this and now we moving on, I'm very interested to see where the path takes them after this. I am. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that'll be interesting.
Give people the album that they've been asking for you since So Far Gone. Give them the R&B album that they've been asking you about, and he may say, "Hey, look, I gave him that with Maid of Honor and Habidi and all that," but it's like, nah, bro, that took no effort. That was like,
but it's like he got away from it. Like Drake used to, and I feel like in order to be involved in something, you have to be tied into that particular thing, right? So if I'm gonna do R&B, then I got to find the tie-ins, and like, he used to be very tied in with that shit. Like him and Trey Songz was close. He got songs with Amarion on So Far Gone. He rocked with Lloyd on So Far Gone. He was, you know what I'm saying? He was very tapped into that shit. So it's like when you venture away from it and you get further and further.
Focus on making art. That's what I would say for Drake. Focus on making art.
You cared more about the music, but Drake is, and don't get it fucked up. And that was another point that I was gonna make. It's like shit. Him bring the irony in him bringing up Dr. Dre. When Drake was at a Dr. Dre writing camp, he was one of them people. So we can say whatever you want to say, but that man is very, very skilled in the art of writing music, and he's not a slouch. And that's the part about it that I think people feel like I get the somebody wrote for him, but bro, go check Quentin Miller's writing credits since the Drake thing. You find a lot of interesting names on there.
Go make you a Thriller. Go get with. I mean, now you ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing else to prove to nobody, man. Go get with. Do like Jay. Do like what Jay has been doing for his last couple albums or he got with one producer, and they made Alchemist and Larry June, Freddie Gibbs and Alchemist.
And that's the bag that I wish that he would get into.
Or Harry
now.
Fraud.
I don't know why he doesn't do a lot of that.
Just make projects that I'm locked in with this producer and I'm doing this.
Do you think
making art?
Do you think his and the word thirst sounds bad, but do you think his thirst to be the best and be number one at all times prevent him from doing something like that?
No, not anymore.
He does do it.
Not anymore. I don't think
he did that with, what was that? Honestly, Never Mind.
But he had a lot to answer. He had
Honestly, Never Mind was him and Gordo. You see what I'm saying? But so when he did do it, it was with the intent of.
It was a mixtape. It was a whatever. Right. Now, man, then get with. Okay, Gordo is great, but get with a Jermaine Dupri or get with somebody that you always spoke highly of as a producer or something like that.
Yeah, but
get with these. Like, remember him and Ye had a whole project. And Ye, I feel like ain't nobody touching Ye ever on production when it come to just making an album just based off production.
Fucked that up.
Yeah, but I'm saying just as far as that, but from an R&B aspect, people want an R&B album from you. Okay, go get with the biggest songwriters. Go get with go find your Quincy Jones, whoever's still alive out here.
You know what you said about the culture thing, and we can get into that conversation now. Is that I don't think he no longer has the urge to work with anyone in the culture at all. I feel like everything that happened, he feels like the culture here completely turned his back on him, and that's what he feels like. Everybody here that he fucked with, he felt like everybody here was at these shows and rocking with Kendrick and Kendrick doing it. He feels like the culture is against me.
But I think that is because that is just a delusional perspective to have, because hip hop as a culture or black culture, whatever, culture has never changed.
Nope.
It's never changed. Just all the foundations of it, the rules of it, the guidelines of it has never changed. Now, people have gotten mad over the years because it's not like that it was at that time. Times have changed or whatever. Yeah, times have changed and everything, but at the end of the day, the culture is still the culture at the end of the day. Is Drake the most culturally relevant artist of today's music? No. And did Drake feel like the culture turned on him because he lost the battle? But they were Drake is yeah, I lost, but they cheated, they lied and said like that. But at the end of the day, when it comes to battling, there's no rules that
I don't need everything to be there's no
rules for subject matter.
You niggas that get involved in this shit and don't understand what this shit is entailed with, bro. I do you know whether or not if Jay-Z was getting chased and he was calling Nas' phone and he didn't even give him his number? We don't know. But that shit was hard. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. We don't know.
The condom on the baby seat. Nobody knows that was there. But he said it, and that's what I mean. So that was a blow in a battle.
You can't say somebody is this and not. No, bro. If it's an angle that you take, that's what battle rap is.
Right.
You find an angle and you go at that angle.
You walked in the arena looking like, hey, look, I'm finna go. We finna do this. I'm finna, whatever. We finna we finna battle. That's we finna battle. So
and it's I can say whatever I want to say,
right?
And that's cool. But even against that part about it, I think
he was I got knocked out, but dude was 20 pounds heavier than me. Hey, you wanted to fight him? Did nobody tell you to jump ass in there?
For real, man. So,
but I think at the end of the day, he was mad that the culture turned on him, but he didn't understand that the culture is the deciding factor in these situations.
I mean, that's the only thing we have to judge it upon is what we've determined are the ins and outs.
They decided the victor, but they didn't turn their backs on you. They still loved you. Like, hey, man, look, it's alright, bro. You lost.
They still tapped into it.
Let's move on.
Your fan base is huge. These niggas ride for you. Now, mind you, I've noticed that Drake's fan base went from like primarily women to like now it's a bunch of fanboy niggas my age and shit. Y'all niggas be online arguing for that nigga like he care about you, like he gonna buy you a Maybach. No, nigga, you're not. No,
nah.
He's not out here after. He's not gonna do nothing for you niggas. Like,
and I think he sat there and like the material aspect of, I got more money, I got this, I got that. Right. And it's like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, you the biggest. Yeah, man, but we thought Mike Tyson was the biggest at one time. He's still the most dangerous man on the planet to
None
me.
of that shit matter. Like, and that's the conversation that I hate having with people is when you start getting into the materialistic aspect or you start bringing up numbers about these niggas. I don't care about none of that shit. That shit doesn't have anything to do with my day to day. The part about it that affects me is the music.
Right. I'm a fan of
the music. I don't care if it goes number one. You know how many albums that I've listened to that wasn't a chart smash?
Right.
Fuck are we talking about? Like, oh, we need a top 40 nigga.
Right,
yes, it's gonna be him. He's one of the biggest artists in the world. That's good. He's going to accomplish that every time. That's what he's built. That I'm cool with that. But don't make it like that's the end all be all when we having these conversations about this because there's so much else that goes into it. But you're entitled to feel however you feel. Just stop making it like it's definitive. It's not like he is who he is, and I give people that he's a great artist and he always will be, but the nigga took a couple L's and it seemed like it's hard for him to get over it each time it happens. Like he lost to Pusha, he sat down with Elliot Wilson and B-Dot, had the whole interview about it. He continued to dwell on that shit even to this day.
Yeah, but that could go into what we asking, man. Is the culture starting, or not the culture, because it's not the culture. Is social media starting to make it where like everything that an artist, any product that an artist does have to have, it has to have a promo or an angle behind it. Like these don't just just drop stuff now without it having some type of intention or social media commentary behind it, or people just sitting there like, hey, like I want you to do this. Like it's becoming oversaturated now. I'm not, and it's affecting the product. Yeah. So do you say that is social media starting to become too overbearing as far as determining how we receive products now?
I think if you don't have an aspect for people to grasp, sometimes with the way that media is set up now, if it's not like I can see it, I don't really believe in it. So if like, say for instance with this album, maybe, and not even with that last album, just in general, an album that has a specific topic and an artist is gonna come out talking about somebody or about something that's been made public or in the court of public opinion. I think that draw, it makes it easier for an artist to connect with people who don't know him. Because now I'm interested in the story more so than you, and then maybe I can figure out who you are after the fact. But what's this story that you telling? Who is this nigga that you don't get along with, or who are you talking about? But then it gets to a point where that becomes corny because it's like, I look for artists to have shit that works that ain't got nothing to do with that. So if you don't have any content that's like genuinely you, then you'll lose a large contingency of people because all of us aren't in it for that. But I think a lot of people feel that way. Like, I gotta have a narrative. Like, what's my narrative? What's my angle?
That's what it's always been. I don't know if it's always been about that, but it's always when it comes to determine like the best album or the best music at that time has always been driven by a narrative. Like, okay, so like a classic album, Usher's Confessions, right? If you remember back then, social media wasn't as big back then as it was. No. Actually, it was obviously it was still in the infancy stage.
Just started.
Yeah, but
just started.
When they was dropping Confessions, it was all about, oh, Usher cheated. Or something like that. Okay, cool. Now we don't know what's going on, but we finna listen to this album. But the music matched the narrative, so it was like, okay, he's bearing his soul. He doing, but he actually had a lot of great people working on that project. Obviously, that's what made it a classic. But even for Jay-Z, the blueprint was him, transitioning slowly into being a mogul. Like him stepping away from just being my focus isn't being the biggest rapper anymore.
But see, that's different than having an angle of like, it's about somebody else. I'm cool with your angle being about you if it's a self-reflective thing,
you know,
if it's about growth.
The Black album, where it was like, this is my farewell album. He's leaving the game.
I
like,
think it's always gonna be a setup, but it has to be genuine. So if it like you really gonna retire, then yeah, that's a dope concept,
right?
Not by, I mean, if you in his say you can turn around and come right back, then, that's a little
man.
But it's like you sold it though.
Too short, retire 8 times already, man.
But I think if you have a narrative that's worthy of people's attention and it's something that's like captivating, I feel like you should capitalize on it.
Or Snoop's Murder was the case,
right?
Remember,
that was a perfect setup for him.
That was all about him going through that trial.
Sometimes it's just that perfect fit of timing and situation that just formulates and you can't help it. So like Confessions, it may not have necessarily been about Usher, but somebody went through it and it turns out that was Jermaine Dupri, because that's who was writing the songs. It was Usher. But he didn't go into it like when Usher saw that shit was working and it was causing the album to sell, he didn't come out and be like, oh, I'm not talking about Chili.
But social media wasn't as prevalent at then, so he didn't have to have a reason. Like every response that he made had to be on a public forum. He
never did though.
No, he didn't.
He kept that shit going.
Waited like 30 years. That wasn't about me. It was about somebody else.
I just found out it was about Jermaine Dupri when he said it. When Jermaine Dupri was like, I was the one writing the songs. The song was about me. But
that goes into saying, like, man, has social media made it to where, like, any type of product that an artist puts out, it has to have like a narrative behind it. Okay, what's the point of you putting this out? Like, what is your story behind this album? It's not about, I don't care about the music. I want to know, what did you say?
I'm trying to think of an album, bro, that has a narrative that's really about nothing like that, but it's still successful.
There is one. Not right now.
Because I was gonna say The Fall Off, but The Fall Off had a narrative.
Yeah, The Fall Off was him retiring. He said, this is my last album.
All the albums that have like that don't have a specific point are typically like street albums.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you think about it, whether that's the East Coast, West Coast, down South, that's what you'll get. Now, if it's an artist that's more introspective,
but
whether
back
he's
then
big or
you
not,
didn't have to, like, artists back then didn't make projects to be like, oh well, we got to make a story first to deliver the project.
No, it was you right.
Like,
now if it's that approach, I'm definitely skeptical.
Like even with Tupac, it was like, okay, he had all this stuff going on, but he didn't make music to be like, I'm dropping this project and it got this attached to it.
He was just, it seemed like in Tupac's sense, it was like he was making music in the midst of everything that was going on. So it was like you couldn't help but to talk about it, but it was still like it was what was.
But there was no social media to drive it, so it wasn't like, oh man, like, okay, like Boosie, for instance. Boosie is a perfect person for this. Boosie had built a career that, you know, classic songs, Wipe Me Down, all that.
Right.
Like, he had all that. And then he becomes a social media pretty much like commentator on everything. Right. And now it's like, we don't even care about the music no more.
He can never make another song we just for all I care.
Why you need to rap? Just say what you was gonna say in a video, in a clip. Just go make a clip online and say that. Now you, all right, bet. I don't have to listen to your music.
He's at that phase where he should get a reality TV show for real and like really.
It's too many outlets now to just say whatever you want to say, to where I don't have to listen to your music to
and like some of those. So does the personality dictate itself to that? Is it about the artist's personality? Because certain personalities can't last forever in rap. We've come to realize that. Like if you're like overly something, then sometimes that gets washed out. Look at like Busta Rhymes. And nothing against Busta Rhymes, but like Busta Rhymes isn't even the Busta Rhymes who we grew to know and love.
Nah.
That's why if he makes an album now, nobody feels it the same. Because you don't got dreads and running next to an elephant.
But he don't run around on social media doing stuff to get people's attention, to be like, oh, let me go check out this album.
He don't, but like if you think about it, Busta comes from that era like we talked about, where he didn't do that, but he still was known for something.
But he's like, I'm a great wordsmith. I'm a great
But it didn't work for him. He lost with that thing that made us love him the most. And so like we respect you and we revere your career, but like we not here for this new version of you. And that was like right off the bat. Like I remember listening to the Genesis, the album he had where it was him and Dr. Dre. And it was kind of right after all of his other shit.
But the narrative of that story was he working with Dr. Dre, one of the greatest producers in hip hop history. So I have to listen to this to make sure.
And it wasn't a bad album. It just was him rapping differently than what I had grown up listening to. And it was like, this ain't Busta Rhymes. This ain't Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See. You know what I'm saying? This ain't none of that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I guess like artists, even if you do have it sometimes, if it ain't something like you could say with Jay-Z, I think the way Jay-Z's has worked is because he's taken on different personas over the years. Yeah. So he was the street dope boy guy when that was the thing to do. But then when he started transitioning, it was like, we signed Kanye West and we got artists like this. I don't have to be that Jay-Z no more.
But he always rapped about not just being an artist. He's like, I'm a businessman.
So he had to buy into it, and he caused his persona to be what his music was pertaining to, which is just life and music, life and art reflecting itself.
But he's always made sure that at the foundation of it all, he was like, I'm still the greatest of all time. Don't get it twisted. I'll pull this out right now.
Exactly. And so with others, I think it comes down to basically, does it work? Is it believable and relatable? Is the narrative a continual thing where it's like you forever? Or is this something that's just you now? Like, I think somebody like a Kendrick Lamar does good at like encapsulating that current time and who he is right then and there. I think that's why it takes him so long to make albums.
Yeah, but people are like, I don't want to hear about your therapy sessions. That's what a lot of art, like today's fans and consumers, is like, I don't want to hear about your going through your personal dramas. But that was what music was all about.
But even still, you should be able to, like, even if I did do an album that was there was a group of people that felt where that was coming from. So like maybe that wasn't for you. So I'll give you GNX. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'll give you that. Or I'll give you Mr. Morale. Or I'll give you whatever. But it's like, you have to, like, it's so many people in the world, and all of them probably ain't gonna feel you for being who you were on your first album. So I get you have to transition, and you have to throw different themes out there to catch, like, and this is not to take nothing away. This may be a reckless statement, and take this for however you want to take it. It's just like the Logic thing with the 1-800 whatever number shit, right? Yeah. Maybe he did feel that way. Maybe he was very genuine about that. Or maybe he wasn't. And maybe he saw an angle. And I can take this angle, and people are going to feel this because people are really going through this. I may not even be going through it. I maybe have just seen somebody going through this, and maybe I just want to comment on it because I felt a certain way when I seen it. But I'd be damned if I'm not finna ride this wave. It's fucked up as you think about it. Like, it may be, but if you think that everybody's narrative is genuine, then you're also fooled. Like, you can't think that everything that everybody gives you is who they really are and who they want you. Who a person wants you to think they are is damn near the complete opposite of who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I learned in life about people. Like, whoever you trying to portray for me to think you are, that's not who you really are. And after time will really tell me who it is typically, if you're putting on a gimmick. Now, if you genuinely you, I'm going to get that. You see what I'm saying? Right. But if you putting on a gimmick, I'm gonna understand that for who you are for a certain period of time, but then it's gonna wear off. And then once it wears off, do you have the ability to transition? And the great ones do. And so that's why we get different variations of Michael Jackson, and we get different variations of Jay-Z, and different variations of fucking Lauryn Hill or whoever you want to throw out there, because it's believable and it's genuine. It's when that narrative becomes cheesy or corny, and and a lot of people fall into that.
Has social media affected the way we as a society invest in today's celebrities? Or
definitely.
Right.
Definitely. Because there was only so much you had to look into as far as celebrities for a certain period of time. Like, if you was a magazine person, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
But I remember, like, when somebody was my favorite celebrity growing up, I went and looked up, researched everything I could find on that person, regardless if I had online or access or not. But even just growing up, like, I was a fan of that person. I wanted to learn everything about that person. But now social media has made it to where I think that most celebrities show themselves who they are. Not even, because I feel like social media feeds them to be a gimmick of who a version of them that they not really. Social
media was like, It's like if we had like behind the music all day on our favorite artists.
Oh
back
no,
then. It'd be like it's behind the music.
We wanted to follow them every day, all day, 24/7. Now you got it
because that was such a big deal back then, to where you got to see the behind the scenes of a tour, and you got to see all that other shit that you didn't get to see.
The stories that they
now
would tell.
all you got to do is click on a nigga Instagram page. You see everything he did the day before the tour. You see what he told his kids when he left the house.
But it's not the same as far as research. It's like I don't learn nothing from going on somebody's social media page or going on a celebrity's social media accounts. I don't really learn like how I used to when I was a fan of them, and I would go read everything. And that might be like, oh, all that was fake too. That might have been like, oh, you was reading that, but that really wasn't who that person is behind all that. That's just something that they put together.
If you think about like the history of like journalism, especially in hip hop though, the ones that you trusted the most, you would value their opinions on these people because they had like the inside scoop on who they were, and we get the access to them, and then we'd be able to read and see what they said about it. But like you wouldn't have a chance to go to like a nigga's page and be like, man, this nigga's, because even on like you go to a rapper's page on Instagram, especially when they got some, you know, some fame or some money or whatever, they just trying to shine on you a little bit. So they got their best outfit on in every picture, or they in the hood every picture, or they dressed up with their kids and they doing like shit that normal people can't do, or they on the floor of the basketball game, or you know what I'm saying, they doing shit like that to like appease to that part of you that doesn't have that access or the ability to do what they doing. And so they encapsulate that greatly. Like this generation of artists does that greatly. Like, oh, I'm better than you mindset. Like, I'm gonna show you I'm better than you. That is like, right now you go to a nigga page and you just get frustrated. And I don't care if you love the nigga music or not. Like, you go to his page and see everything he got going on, bro. Be like, damn, bro. Like, shit. It's like I wish I was there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like one of them things of like, I don't really know the person. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I know this is apparently what you like to do, but I don't know you. And so I think social media gives you this glass house view of these people, and like,
versus back then where it was like, this person is my favorite person in the world. I want to go learn. Let me go read they got a book about him. I'm finna go and get it and read it cover to cover. They got this.
I told somebody this on social media the other day, because we was talking about how sensitive this generation is as far as like critiquing their art and all of that. Yeah. And my thing with that is, it's so crazy how we transitions from like, we would literally go and read a nigga's opinion on an album that hadn't came out yet, that nobody else has heard but that nigga who writing about it. And we would read his opinion about it, and his opinion on that album would either shift or change how you felt about even going to buy that album from the nigga.
I don't know, man. I was reading a lot of album reviews, and I would still go by I was like,
you would still buy it.
I love that man.
Yeah,
my fan. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of that person. I'm still gonna go buy it.
But I think even if a nigga said the album was whack, I think you would take it into account. I think now it doesn't even really matter, because like I could see something you do on social media that I don't like, and I'm not gonna go listen to your music now because of it. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like, think about the disconnect there. So like, you don't even have to really even get into the art.
Remember he said,
I just skipped the art.
Remember like, Charles Barkley, I'm not a role model, y'all.
Then a nigga be like, oh, you got to build up your social media. You got to get it. You do, but then that could be a two-edged sword. You can fuck around and do that shit. And like, these people don't know you, and they don't understand you, and they don't have like.
It's easier to be turned off as a fan because of social media.
Exactly. Yeah. So I guess it goes hand in hand, but it could either be a detriment or an aid. But like in the case of certain niggas, they get on social media and be doing too much of everything, and then all of a sudden people don't fuck with you at all no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you lose that value of like that mystique. Like, you lose that like, what did who is it? I think it was Drake who said it. That who are you moment type shit, to where like, I want to know who this person is and what they about and what they do and all this kind of shit. So you know, it's different now, man. Like, shit, there's people who I see on social media, I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm getting tired of seeing on social media? Who? This is a complete deviation. You know what I'm getting tired of, bro? Who? The freestyles.
Oh,
I'm just tired.
The mic drops.
I'm just tired of it.
Yeah, the mic drops.
Go put a fucking album together. I'm tired of you niggas rapping in these mics in random places.
They need the mic drop to.
And shout out to all my
popularity.
Shout out to all my videographers because I know that's a cheap play and I know y'all get paid off of that. And I'm not trying to knock nobody's hustle, but I'm just, and not even the mic drops by itself. You can hang that microphone wherever you want to hang it, bro. Pause. I'm not. That's your business. But just freestyles in general.
They're not really freestyles.
Nah, and then it just be like, who cares? Go make a fucking album, make a song, bro. Like I just don't want to hear you niggas rapping for no reason no more. It's like playing a sport that you the greatest at for free. Stop doing it. And I guess we all got to get our practice in, but like it's just not like I saw Absol the other day. Shout out to Absol and Hit Boy.
The Red Bull.
Stop, nigga. You did that shit twice. Stop. You just did the shit with you and the other nigga. You
Joey
and Big
Badass
Sean.
and Big Sean. Yeah.
Why are you doing another one?
Yeah.
Where's the album at, Absol? Keep making. What are we doing? That's not making me want to go listen to your album. Like it's just like I'm ready to move past that now. Like if it's gonna be a freestyle, it better be the best one I ever heard. We got so many of them. Yeah. LA Leakers, bars on I-95 or I-45, whatever that shit called.
From the corner. Yeah.
We got so many of them. So if it's
on the radar,
like it's so many of them, bro. And so I'm just tired of it, bro. Like I want niggas to make music, and I want to like get back to the point of where we talking about in the era of music, where like making a project was a big deal, and like when you made a project that was worth people hearing, it didn't matter if it sold 1 million records right away. You knew you had a solid fucking project. Just think about it. Take away all the people who never really had major mainstream success. If we based everything that we listen to in rap culture, and I wish you niggas, I always divert because things hit me in a moment. Stop calling rap hip hop.
What you mean?
Stop quantifying rap as the only facet of hip hop.
Yeah.
Niggas be like, oh, that's rap, but it ain't hip hop. You niggas sound stupid. You sound dumb.
Like, hip hop is the culture and rap is
the element inside of it.
Yeah, it's the art form.
Yes, I know he's not hip hop. He's not a break dancer. He's not a DJ.
He don't do graffiti.
What are you talking about? He don't do graffiti?
Yeah.
So I get it. Y'all stop doing that. Oh, he's not a rap artist. He a hip hop artist. Nigga, you sound dumb.
The hip.
Stop, bro. Like, what is it? Like, Soulja Boy is a hip hop artist. Because he represents an element of hip hop. It don't matter if you like what he does when he puts words together.
Man,
he's a hip hop artist. Like it irks me to death. I had to put that out there because I've been wanting to say that because I keep seeing people say it, and it's just like, bro, you trying to differentiate the two, and I get what you're trying to do. You're trying to make it like, oh, niggas that make real rap is hip hop, and the niggas that make this other stuff is not that. No, it's all rap music, bro. It's one fucking umbrella. It's one umbrella. Like, rap is hip hop. Just take it for what it's worth. Like, you're not gonna like everything. Did you like the Sugar Hill Gang? I didn't.
Dang. Yeah. You know. That's the first rap song though.
That's great for them.
No,
you like the first car that was ever made, nigga? How about the first piece of fried chicken that was ever cooked up? No, nigga, it's cool for the niggas that was there to witness it. Cool for you niggas. Shit. I didn't give a fuck about that. Yeah. A hip hop, a hippie to the hippity. I don't give But this ain't the shit on them though. I'm not shitting on them for that sake. What I'm saying is just, you can't necessarily just think that everything is one fucking thing, bro. Like we all have different versions of this shit. And like rap is so diverse as far as what it is. You gotta understand that it's all a part of the culture. But
man.
What else did we have, bro? We had something else that we wanted to talk about.
Oh man, I mean the thing we was talking about obviously was I was saying Jeezy sitting there, he made a statement. Yeah. Jeezy made a statement.
This is a Not Like That statement,
right? So Jeezy was doing an interview. He made a statement where he said, man, I like to take myself out on dates. Mm-hmm. Now, there's nothing wrong with that because I see women on social media say this all the time. I took myself on a date and all that. It is great. But when a man says it, it's kind of like, what you mean? Like, you, okay. Which is not anything wrong with that because, man, hey, you should be able to go treat yourself to however way you want to. Now, Jeezy said, I make it a point to take myself on a date every Wednesday and go eat sushi.
It's a date with the snowman.
Man. He said it's a date with myself. I myself take myself to, and you know when you a nigga, he is well off for the rest of his life. He can do whatever he want to do. He's still gonna be the snowman. I'm not gonna say, hey man, you sound stupid as fuck trying to do that. Hey man, stupid as fuck. You grown. He does sound stupid,
and this is why he sounds stupid. Because first of all, Jeezy ain't nowhere by himself.
What you mean? He might be.
He got security everywhere he fucking goes.
You know, I think
you don't think Jeezy has security. I think
when he in Atlanta, he go by himself everywhere.
If that's the place he keep it the most.
Hey, I think. Look, hey, if T.I. go everywhere by himself,
you find me a millionaire rap
nigga. If T.I. go everywhere rap by himself in Atlanta, I think Jeezy is able to go. If Gucci Mane could go everywhere by himself in Atlanta, I think Jeezy could go everywhere by himself.
First
in
of all, Jeezy don't live in Atlanta. So we gotta stop with this. I don't think Jeezy lives in Atlanta at all.
He still living in Atlanta.
Man, Jeezy ain't this nigga taking himself on dates.
Nah, man, he still living there.
He out here ordering appetizers, eating them with a little fork.
I feel like artists that live
snowman.
Yeah, but I feel like any artist. Well, I would say in Atlanta. I feel like in an area like Atlanta or whatever. I feel like any artist that. Any of those artists are literally walking around by themselves. Maybe they have a little entourage, they homeboy or something like that with them. But I feel like they go places by themselves. Like 2 Chainz, he said, I go shopping by myself. You know, I go to the store. I gotta eat. I gotta do stuff. I gotta feed myself.
Show me a TMZ of these niggas out walking around Atlanta by themselves. By themselves.
I digress, but look, so Not Like Us is
I don't mind him saying
going on a date with yourself. That's not a thing.
That's not a man thing.
That's not a man thing.
I wouldn't call it going on a date with myself. Pause. So first of all,
you tip your seat. You be like, hey, you know you about to get lucky tonight, boy. You got to.
But I mean, you think about like times where you just kind of be like, damn, I really feel like getting out. Or I really feel like doing something, but I don't really feel like bothering nobody. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe a restaurant you want to try, and you just like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna go up here by myself. I'm cool with that.
I ain't never any place I wanted to go try something like that. I ain't never been like, yeah, I'm gonna go over there myself. I ain't never did that. I'll be like, hey, I've been wanting to try this restaurant. Y'all trying to go? I'll tell your wife, hey, you want to go? I've been wanting to go try this. But I mean, you've never made an effort to be like, I'm gonna just go in there by myself.
Man, that's why I don't believe him.
I'm gonna suit up. I'm gonna get dressed up and go take myself out to this restaurant I've been thinking about going to as a date night to myself. You go tell the waitress, hi, this is my date night.
This nigga Young Jeezy is at fucking
table for one.
He had fucking Fat Max in Atlanta sitting there eating his
hey, look, himself. Man.
Nigga's a liar.
Mafia bosses go eat by themselves too, man.
No, they don't. That nigga's not nowhere by himself, bro. Even T.I. Like, maybe a certain
T.I. Look, I wouldn't have believed it, but I seen T.I. go out by himself. I saw T.I. by himself.
I can probably believe that, though.
I saw T.I. by himself.
That. I just don't see, and that's beside the point. I get it. I get that. But I mean, if whatever you feel you need to do for the sake of your own mental stability, I'm all for it. If that's something that you have to do to make yourself feel good and make yourself feel whole, cool. It seems a little bit weird as a man, because like you get very few opportunities as a man to like do the things you want to do. Especially if it's something like, hey, I want to kick it with the homies.
Right.
And so if I'm
you want to kick it with the homies, it's not, man, I'm treating myself.
Yeah, it's like, that's weird. So like there's times when I'm by myself when I'm cool with being by myself.
You're not calling it a date night.
Yeah, I'm not calling it a date night, and I'm not going to no restaurant by myself.
Like, you said I got try and come home with some restaurant food by yourself. Everybody gonna look at you funny. You didn't want to take us?
I'm just sitting at this table at this restaurant. I'm sitting, and everybody here is with somebody. And I'm just here by myself, and like. Not because I don't have nobody I could have took with me that would have enjoyed this meal as well.
They do that in Tyler Perry movies all the time.
Right, who the fuck? Like, what's going on, Jeezy? What are you doing? Like, you got too rich, bro. You niggas got too rich. That's what it is. Y'all niggas get so rich that you become different people. So shout out to T.I. If you are out here moving around Dolo, bro, shout out to you.
Everybody moving around. Jermaine Dupri said he be going around Atlanta Dolo. Yeah.
Ain't nobody finna rob Jermaine Dupri, bro. Why are you trying to
So it has to be for safety reasons that they can't go outside by themselves?
I think he needs security too. I think all these niggas is foolish if you're not out here with a security at some point. Like, there's no reason for you to be out here fighting for your life. Nah, bro, you work too hard for what you got. Like, like you shouldn't. I'm not one of the people who feel like security makes you weak. Nah, because a nigga try a broke nigga. So it ain't like you gotta have money for a nigga to try you, but the fact that you have money sometimes motivates people to be a little bit.
Jeezy called to make a reservation. Hello, this is Jeezy. I need to make a reservation.
What's that nigga real name? Ain't his name like what is Jeezy's real name?
Jenkins.
John Jenkins.
No, it's Jay
Jenkins. Yeah,
Jay Jenkins.
I get a reservation for a Jay Jenkins.
Can I get a reservation for a Jay Jenkins?
He show
just one. It's just
and
it's
then
just
you
one.
show up.
And you show
but you know, I will say, like, for a certain level of money and prestige, though, there are certain places in Atlanta he can go without security. So it's not like you can't be around without him. There are certain places that you can go where you'll see many of the like. And so, you know, I believe that aspect of it. He probably does go to a swanky restaurant somewhere where a bunch of...
He don't need security to go to the Gucci store?
Nah, hell no. Nah. Well, I mean, you do. You end up...
You need security to go to the Gucci store? It's a security guard in there.
Man, you gonna end up like FBG Duck.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I mean, that's in the parking lot. That's not in the stove.
That was COVID too. They was in the line outside.
That was in the stove. Yeah. That wasn't in the...
You see, that's one of the instances though. Yeah. But I think after a certain age though, bro, Jeezy's a grown ass man.
Like, don't say that no more.
He's no longer the snowman. Like he's the grown ass man. Like that's what he is.
Don't say that no more.
And so that's the thing, bro. You know, I feel like at a certain phase, you do feel like I can go where I want to go and be where I want to be. And if that's by yourself at Fogo de Chao, then more power to you, bro. Like,
that's kind of weird. At Fogo de Chao, you sitting there, this nigga bringing you steak.
You got the card on green.
Sirloins. You won't know. It's just you.
Yeah, bro. It's just me. That's how I felt tonight, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just I just wanted to treat myself.
Jeezy, is that you? You looking around for whatever video vixen he brought with him.
No, he said he go by himself. He said it's me, just me.
See, why would you say that? Like, why would you put that out there?
He said I have my own date nights. I take myself out, which, I mean, hey, that's part of, you know, that might be part of his health care.
Yeah, but also though, if you're a single man too, like taking yourself out is also a way for you to go out and meet other, you know, if you're looking for interested.
This Jeezy,
But you know, sometimes you want a sense of normalcy too, though.
So you want to be normal and try and pick up on. You want to go out to a restaurant and pick up and see if you still got it.
I'm gonna see if I still got it. I don't care how much money I got. If I'm a single man and I'm out here like gallivanting around, why not? Why not? I mean, granted, you got an advantage if they know who you are and they know you got money, so you really don't have to do a lot of what a normal nigga has to do,
right?
Because they already know who you are. They know you bring something to the table that the average everyday nigga didn't bring. Okay, I get that. But like shit, why not try to go out here and swing for the fences?
Man,
well, how you doing?
I'm going out. I'm gonna have a date night.
Let's go have a cup of coffee, bitch. I'm taking myself out.
I'm taking myself out.
I can take you out.
I can take you. Yeah.
You ain't no better than me.
What you doing in here by yourself? Let's ask that question.
For real.
I'm in here by myself. You in here by yourself. What you doing in here by yourself? What's going on?
We got something in common, okay?
We got something in common tonight.
How you doing? My name's Jay.
You usually take yourself out on dates? Me too. It's fun, ain't it?
If you taking yourself out with the intent to meet somebody else, is the purpose defeated at that point?
Yeah.
Like I'm going out on a date.
It's not a date night. You on a hunt. I went on a hunt last night. I don't know about no. And then Jeezy with his date nights, do that include going to Magic City by yourself? I just went to Magic City by myself on a date night. I was just trying to have, trying to get back to myself.
The term taking myself on a date.
It's not uncommon. It's obviously very common. People have used this for a long period of time. Men ain't said that shit.
I was gonna say, you keep saying people. Right. Women have said that, which is very understandable because women get taken on dates.
Not to say that men don't take themselves out on, Top Golf, going golfing, all that. It may not be. It's an outing. I may not acknowledge it as a date.
How many dates have you been taken on?
You go a lot. Wait, been taken on?
Yes.
A lot. I think so.
So people that, not like a woman like somebody that hit you up and just like, hey, I want to take you out on a date.
I've had that happen.
You see what I'm saying? Like, but does it happen as often as you taking somebody on a date?
Wait, you talking about just a not random person, but y'all not dating or nothing. Y'all not talking. Y'all just barely knowing each other.
Right.
I've had that. I've had that happen.
Right.
Now, I didn't like the person. Like I just went for the food.
And so when you use the term date, I want to take you on a date. It encompasses
a lot.
It encompasses a lot, and it also encompasses multiple people. A date is not a singular event. You don't go on a date with yourself.
I mean, you do, I guess. If you
can take yourself out for dinner. You can take yourself out to the movies.
Yeah.
You're not taking yourself out on a fucking date.
Men ain't sitting there saying, hey, I took myself on a movie date tonight.
If a woman says that,
I went to the movies by myself.
If a woman says that, I get it, because the general theme in this instance is for men to take women on dates. That's always been what it is. I'm sure
and plus it's easier for women. I mean, it may not even be easier for women, because men and women, it just depends on the spots that you go to.
I've never wanted to be taken on a date. A lot of people can
go somewhere by themselves and not leave by themselves.
And at no point in my time as a man, a grown ass man, have I ever said, "Damn, I wish somebody would take me out on a date." You know what? The fact that nobody's ever taken me out on a date, I'm gonna take myself. That thought has never crossed my mind. So that's why I go back to the point of
I just want to go do stuff.
Right.
I just want to get out the house, man.
You niggas got too much time and too much money,
that
bro.
Nigga said that shit, and I think he thought he ate when he said
he
that.
had to.
He said, "Hey, man,
okay, sis,
I'ma kill him in the morning when they gonna see. They don't even understand. I'm an alpha male. Don't get me wrong. I can still go back to.
This is why they feel like our men.
It's gonna show.
That's why they call them sassy these days.
They said it's gonna show that I am evolved. I am. The
lifestyles
it's okay.
of the rich and sassy.
Yeah.
You niggas get rich and sassy. Start painting your nails. You start doing all kind of weird shit when you get rich, bro. Y'all niggas need to get outside, put your feet in some grass.
He said, "You don't think Drake taking himself out on a date?"
Drake in his own house. He be in his house on dates with himself.
He said, I went to the table, got some wine, and
pouring that damn drink, whatever he calls it, that he always trying to get people to get hip on that yellow shit, whatever he be drinking.
Something spritzer,
it's whatever
something
part
like that.
This, it's whatever part
Seltzer,
that.
Something like that.
All right, sis. That's what I'm gonna start telling niggas. You taking yourself on a date? All right, sis. Do you, sis? Fuck out of here. Who'd have thought? Going back to them days as TM 101 or whatever. But, one day you'd think the same nigga who was on that album would be telling you
the Soul Survivor is telling you, nigga, he took that shit literally. I go out by myself, man. I'm a soul survivor.
That should have been the theme of the podcast when he said it. Play that in the background. He
said, at nights I can't sleep. I take myself to Mr. Childs.
Because he ain't at no hood spot. That nigga's at the finest of restaurants.
Oh, yeah. He definitely in there.
He is valeting that motherfucking Benz.
They probably don't even see him. He in a private room in the back by himself.
He valeting, and if you tell me, that's what I say. You telling me, bro.
Yeah, that's date night right there. He valet himself. He go, man. He said, "Who gonna open my door?"
So this is my thing though. When you take yourself on a date, do you call a bitch afterwards?
No, he called himself afterwards to get a rating of how the night went. Let me talk to myself.
You gotta call her to come over or something. You can't just go home alone. I ain't never wanted to be alone that much.
Man, shit. He said date night.
Nigga
I don't know
hungry.
about y'all. I know most of my date nights, I wanted to end with a happy ending.
That's what I'm saying. Nigga done been hungry before. Like, man, I've been wanting this Chinese place over here. I'm finna go up here real quick. I done done that a million times.
I ain't never looked at that as no date night.
I didn't go get dressed up and put on clothes. I didn't go spray on the Issey Miyake.
I ain't go
and step out. Like, hop in my good car.
What happened to takeout? You don't just go pick the shit up and go back home?
You sit down at the seat and pull up a chair. They got the little light on the table.
Nice, I can't sleep, man. I'm living in hell.
Yeah, bro. This is what our generation of rappers is on right now. They either podcasters or they taking themselves out on dates.
Now, your son has seen this. He said, "Dad, I'm gonna start taking myself out on dates."
Please do. That way I ain't gotta do it. Don't ask me to take you on a date.
Don't ask me to take it. You find your own way there.
Punch your ass in your stomach. You got a date with these hands. Fuck out of here, nigga. Fuck out of here.
Man. He said, well,
yeah, that's wild though. Shout out to Jeezy though. Jeezy always be one of them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jeezy.
He listening to his own music while he going on the date.
That's wild.
To set the mood.
All right, so this is the other thing, especially when you wildly successful like somebody like a Young Jeezy is. If you're doing this, are you doing this with the expectation of people knowing who you are when you get where you going, and you get that reception when you out and it's just you?
You just don't want to be bothered. You don't want to be bothered. I just wanted to. I don't know. I guess you Jeezy. You can't go there. Niggas gonna come up to you and be like, "Hey, can I get a picture?" Man, I hate this. I just wanted to spend the night evening with myself.
Listen, niggas done got too much pussy. They done made too much money.
Oh, man.
And now they don't even want to have them at the restaurants with them no more. They just like, I go by myself. Fuck you, bitch. I done had too many of y'all.
Knee deep in my thoughts.
Yeah, now I just want to. It's just me. It's just me. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to had that baby with that Chinese lady.
He said it's self-love, man. You take yourself out on a date. Self-love.
Self-love. They got another word for that for me. That ain't what we determine as self-love.
Oh,
Juicy.
man, he did it. He did his thing, man. He said, I did my thing with that one when I answered that question. I know that shit was gonna go viral.
Facts. Look, man, that's all I got. I ain't got nothing else.
We good until the next time.
Listen, caution, Mr. 700, Bryson Boompaw.
You know, this is not like us. You know,
round of applause for greatness. Hold it down out there, America.
Hey. Take yourselves out. Don't be scared. Take yourselves out, man.